Good morning. I'm here to talk about a song called Future Retrospect. Let's start with this guy right here. I think this is what I actually began the song with. We can add on these guys. I'm using these as my kicks basically. That one sounds like that. This one kind of like just glass. Has a high pass, kind of, or not a high pass, but filter out the low end so that those two can sit together nicely. That's really the foundation of the track. There's not that much more. Oh, there's an 808. This beat is basically, there's a couple of sections. They all sound a little bit different. So there's a section that doesn't really have those walrus kicks and the glass break. It's like a drum pattern. It sounds like this. These guys back. There's this riser that I reversed to make this like kind of falling sound. Adding the sign art back. There's also this thing over here. It's a very peculiar sound. That's just playing off of these. Just like a little spice. And now we get into the second section. It's just completely different stuff. I think I started playing with this guitar. And then I added these keys. I was just jamming. I like to do this a lot where I just like to start adding a bunch of instruments. I also dropped these like little guitars in here, and these are really cool. I'm gonna solo one of them at a time, and these sound like this. Here's the original. So basically, I just like pitched it up an octave. I think you can see that in here. And it's like super noisy, which I really like about it. So like super lo-fi, I guess. And then I added this like reverse. There's also an extra guitar. There's a little drum pattern as well. A little shaker. That's a melatonin bottle, just like melatonin pills. Sidechain on all of the instruments other than the kick. So basically what that's doing is it's ducking the sound level of all of the instruments when the kick hits. If you listen to the guitar by itself, you'll hear that it kind of ducks. A lot of the instruments are clashing with each other, trying to occupy the same space. So I had to do a lot of very meticulous work. So now we get into this next part, and I think it's like you could call it a verse, and it kind of has like the same elements as the first part, except I start to incorporate live drums. As you can see here, this is a live snare. It's just layered. There's a lot of like weird sounds in here.
Thanks for everything.
808 pattern is the same. Just use of those cymbals, which are samples. They just sound super bright and like tinny, which I like for this song. I guess I should also mention that throughout the composition, there is this like backing vocal here.
Come the morning now, please, 'cause I'm psychopassive, vision blurry, retrospective in the future house.
And that kind of runs throughout a lot of the song. In my head, that backing vocal takes the place of where hi-hats would be. So at the start of the song, there isn't really a hi-hat, there isn't really anything occupying that space.
Come the morning now, please, 'cause I'm psychopassive, vision blurry, retrospective in the future house.
It also transitions from the last song, where the entire thing is done in vocals in like this style, basically. So yeah, that runs throughout the second part. There's this like little bit that I did. I really like to stretch sounds. As you can see, at the very start over here, this is what the waveform is supposed to look like, but I've just stretched it. It's just really glitchy, really stuttery, and that's kind of how I've transitioned into the final part of the drop. Getting into this last part is where we actually get all of these live drums coming in. There's this bass, super fat. Two really fat 808s laid on top of each other. And that's to give this like really distorted sound. I did this little guitar solo. Those two guys are layered on top of these. Those guys are just fat. They're there for thickness. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of Future Retrospect.
I was sitting in the back at the front selling lemonade. Play with strings, carbon copies of my energy. But what